Are you ready to move into Europe's most notorious neighborhoods and discover the untold stories of survival, struggle, and transformation in areas battling decades of neglect and hardship? If yes, this video is for you, as it is going to reveal the crime-ridden streets and the efforts of revitalization with the true spirit of resilience. In this video, we'll explore the 5 worst neighborhoods in Europe, along with their history, challenges, and ongoing efforts to improve the living conditions in these troubled areas. Exploring the streets of Ferentari in Bucharest and the crumbling La Vele complex in Naples reveals the profound impact of decades of neglect, poor planning, and socio-economic hardships on these communities. By sharing compelling narratives and conducting thorough analysis, we aim to illuminate the challenges experienced by residents and their aspirations for a brighter tomorrow. Let's move into the streets of Ferentari, Stolipanovo, Khanov, Lunik 9, and La Vele, and understand the complexities behind their reputations. 1. Ferentari, Bucharest, Romania. Ferentari, Bucharest is an urban area that has undergone significant changes due to the transition from socialism to a post-socialist system. The neighborhood has been dramatically impacted by rapid urbanization and a lack of financial support from the government following the revolution in 1989. Why did the government withdraw financial support after the revolution in 1989? Once considered a perilous place, it is gradually becoming better through renovations and the addition of new amenities. Ferentari has a history that is characterized by notable socio-economic challenges. In the era of socialism, the neighborhood became a crucial component of a vast urbanization endeavor. What was the purpose of the urbanization project during the socialist era? This ambitious project sought to accommodate the growing number of individuals migrating to Bucharest in search of employment opportunities in the industrial sector. After the fall of the communist regime, Ferentari, along with many other areas, experienced significant neglect as government housing programs came to an abrupt halt. What caused the abrupt halt of government housing programs after the fall of the communist regime? The fate of the government housing programs took a significant turn. The once prominent initiatives underwent a series of changes and transformations. 2. Stolipanovo, Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Decades of neglect and systemic discrimination have deeply entrenched the socio-economic challenges in Stolipanovo. In 1989, following the collapse of communism, the neighborhood, much like others, witnessed a significant decrease in public investment. This decline can be attributed to a variety of factors that emerged during this period. The shift in political and economic systems led to a re-evaluation of priorities and a reassessment of the role of the state in the economy. The transition from a centrally planned economy to a market-based system brought about changes in government policies and regulations, which impacted public investment. The economic challenges faced by many countries after the fall of communism, such as high levels of debt and inflation, also contributed to the decrease in public investment. The decline in public investment can be seen as a result of insufficient funding, and the infrastructure and public services experienced a decline. A significant number of individuals reside in homes that have been hastily constructed or built without proper authorization, resulting in a lack of adherence to fundamental safety regulations. There is a significant number of residents who choose to reside in homes that are makeshift or constructed illegally. In this region, power outages are a common occurrence, leaving residents without electricity for extended periods. The water supply is insufficient, causing inconvenience and hardship for the community. 3. Khanov, the Czech Republic. Once a bustling hub for miners, this once thriving district has sadly transformed into a neglected Roma ghetto plagued by deteriorating living conditions. As a result, the Czech government has made the difficult decision to consider plans for demolition. Khanov is situated on the outskirts of Most, a city in the Usti nad Labem region of northern Bohemia. In the late 1970s, a district was created to provide housing for the hardworking individuals employed in the coal mines and their loved ones. In the early years, Khanov flourished as a vibrant community, boasting contemporary housing and well-equipped facilities. During the 1990s, the mining industry experienced a decline, leading to an economic downturn. As a result, numerous original inhabitants decided to leave the area in pursuit of more promising opportunities. When the mining industry declined, Khanov's population experienced significant changes. As families departed, a void emerged, gradually occupied by Roma families who were already marginalized and grappling with substantial socio-economic obstacles. With the changing demographics, Khanov started to experience neglect and a lack of financial support. The once pristine buildings gradually deteriorated over time. 4. Lunik 9, Kosice, Slovakia. In the past, this neighborhood was a thriving community for police and army families. However, over time, it has unfortunately become a place marked by a lack of integration and supervision. As a result, it has transformed into a giant ghetto where extreme poverty and poor living conditions are prevalent. Located on the outskirts of Košice, Slovakia's second largest city, Lunik 9 was initially built in the 1970s as a residential area for military and police personnel and their families. The neighborhood was proud of its modern amenities and infrastructure, ensuring a high standard of living for its residents. But as time passed, after the collapse of communism in 1989, Lunik 9 experienced notable shifts in its population. With the departure of the original residents, a wave of Roma families, who frequently faced marginalization and discrimination, found their way into the area. What prompted the migration of numerous Roma families to Lunik 9? Insufficient planning and support for the integration of these new residents resulted in a swift deterioration of the neighborhood's living conditions. The community's needs were grossly overlooked by the authorities, leading to a distressing state of neglect. Have you ever wondered about the repercussions that occurred due to the authorities' neglect in addressing the needs of the community? Presently, Lunik 9 stands as one of the most expansive Roma ghettos in Europe, boasting a population of approximately 6,000 inhabitants. 5. La Vele residential complex in Naples, Italy. In this neighborhood, a tale of organized crime, poverty, and brutalist architecture unfolds. It gained notoriety for a fierce clan war that shook its streets back in 2004. Now, there are plans to demolish the area, hoping to put an end to its dark and troubled past. Situated in the Scampia district of Naples, La Vele comprises a collection of expansive, sail-shaped apartment blocks that were constructed during the 1960s and 1970s as a component of an urban renewal initiative. The complex, envisioned by architect Francesco De Salvo, was initially created to offer contemporary, budget-friendly housing and foster a strong sense of community. Unfortunately, the grand vision for La Vele quickly fell apart. What led to the downfall of the ambitious vision for La Vele? The buildings deteriorated due to subpar construction, neglect, and insufficient social services. The complex's remote setting and intricate layout posed challenges for law enforcement, resulting in a proliferation of illicit behavior. What role did the design of the complex play in its challenges? As time went on, La Vele became closely associated with poverty, drug trafficking, and violent crime. In 2004, the region became infamous due to a fierce conflict between rival factions of the Camorra, a formidable organized crime syndicate in Naples. How did the media coverage of the 2004 clan war shape La Vele? Today, La Vele remains a haunting reminder of the consequences of inadequate urban planning and societal neglect. These 5 neighborhoods have been subject to a concerning pattern of socio-economic neglect, systemic discrimination, and unsuccessful urban planning. Ferentari, Stolipanovo, Hanov, Lunik 9, and La Vele are all facing the consequences of past historical and political events, which have had a profound impact on their communities. There is a recurring pattern in their stories that involves a lack of long-term commitment, insufficient infrastructure, and the exclusion of vulnerable populations, specifically the Roma community. Although recent efforts to revitalize these areas are praiseworthy, they frequently fail to address the underlying systemic issues adequately. It is essential to acknowledge that meaningful change necessitates thorough long-term strategies that involve not only government intervention, but also active community engagement and support from non-governmental organizations. Taking a comprehensive approach to these challenges can help create a future that is fair and accessible for all residents in these neighborhoods. If we don't make a collective effort, the cycle of poverty and neglect will probably continue, further stigmatizing and isolating these communities. In the end, the situation in these neighborhoods is a clear indication of the importance of fair urban development and social policies that place a high value on the well-being and opportunities of every individual.